Hi, this is a video to Prime Minister David Cameron of the UK Westminster Parliament and Government. David, I've written you a letter following up the last letter I emailed you to respond to this affidavit of my accusations against you and what is happening between you and Queen Elizabeth II trust funds of our trust between ourself, Moai Crown Federal State, beneficiaries, and King William the Fourth Flag Seal, jurisdiction of Admiralty, and Queen Victoria, 1844 Trust Fund. I believe that you have knowledge as her Lord of that trust, or a trust of Queen Elizabeth in the House of Lords. And I'm asking you, in front of the whole world here, where is the money gone out of H M Treasury and the Queen? Where has it gone? George Lees, Professor, has said on Facebook in communication with me as a very reliable source of someone learned as him, that he made a statement that the H M Treasury has been cleaned out and the money gone, the trust gone, out of England, out of Westminster. Our trust funds are gone. They're not supposed to leave Westminster administrators from where it began, under the Queen Victoria and King William Admiralty, to ship the royal revenue and prized possessions around the world and free passage with our flag. So I want you to tell me, where has it gone to? And we're holding you and her liable for every bit of that trust fund, the assets, the land, the titles of the land, everything connected to her now that she's a wanted criminal fellow in default of the World Court with a warrant on her head now for her arrest. And she has an arrest warrant from us too, here in New Zealand, as our head trustee, with Prince Andrew trustee and the King and Queen of Spain trustees. 4 trustees. John Cameron, I want you to tell Matt Taylor and three people, George, criminal, and Gordon Bowden. Okay, tell them when they come to see you at Parliament, under our instructions, Matt will be going under our instructions so far, with one of our flags, one of these Confederation flags, sent in the mail to him with authority from me, King William's successor. I'm his successor as talking for the King. I'm taking over the King's role now that the Queen has exited Westminster with that money, with that assets that belong to the people of England and the people of New Zealand. There's a contract running here, David, and you're responsible for whatever happens now. In the next 3 days, that I give you notice to respond to this video, to the letter I'm sending you now. I'm going to put it on Facebook so the whole world gets to see. You respond. If you are silent and you don't reply a second time, because Matt Taylor has put it on Guerrilla News, the alternative media in Britain, and you would have come across it, that if you didn't get it in the email, you got it in the email because I got a reply from you in your office, okay? And your Secretary of State of Foreign Affairs Minister, the Commonwealth, Philip Hammond, he replied. He always replies. So he's acknowledged that he got his letter. So between the two of you, you have your receipt of me, the legal advocate for the tribes here, who signed with King William Institute Law our agreement with the flag that he gave us in 1835. And you say that he's your ancestor, but I can't see the flag fly. You should be promoting his flag. The Queen, when she came here, and Prince William came here, no flag went up. No one is acknowledging our flag. That's a contract, David Cameron. It's a contract between the King and us. Nobody else. Nobody else. No one is permitted to use that flag in business because it's a contract flag. It's a commercial levy, Bank of England trading flag of free passage through the world. Okay? Now, it's on the shore several British ships. Shore several, still flying. It's flying on the front of the boat, the bow, and up the top. Now, it's in the Bank of England. So you must reply. You must respond by today, or Monday, or Tuesday. It will end. This letter, you only got 72 hours to respond. That's enough time for you because you guys never respond. The Queen has never responded to all the affidavits I have written. She's still the Queen. She's still the Queen. And she's gone into Germany or into Brussels, into the New World Order. That's going to get the bill. Wherever she goes, David, she's got a bill stuck to her. From us, from me. She's only our head trustee. She does not own the 66 million acres of land around the world that everybody seems to think the Queen owns all the land, and the 17 trillion pounds worth of land, and all the assets she's got, the gold, 750,000 metric tons of gold that's spread all over the world. We've foreclosed on all of that, David, and we're going to bill her and bill you. If you don't reply, we'll take action with Alex Salmon and Scotland. We've got MOAI Powerhouse 1, Scotland, on our tidal energy project to go up there. And we're chosen, Scotland as the first, out of the 250 countries. We're going to split that whole fund that the Queen's holding. She's supposed to be holding it on our behalf of my people in the Pacific, right? The flag of King William has got 8 points on the stars. One of those points is Queen Victoria and your people there and their expats here, mostly for the expats living here away from England. We've made provision for 1 or 2 people over there who is on our side, not on your Crown side and Queen side. That's the other side, the Queen side, Queen's Bench, we're on the King's Bench, operating. David, if you notice, I have a King's Bench, looks the same as the Queen's Bench in the Rolls Building, Fetter Lane, in London. We have the King's Bench to walk straight in there and straight into Plymouth, Devon, King William's estate, right? We have the right as his partner, his legal partner, to seize on his estate in England, back to Wales, Scotland, and England. Now, the Queen, being German, is mischievous, and as she is the leader of the Jesuits now, because the Black Pope, Adolfo Nicholas Patron, has taken flight, because he's got a warrant on his head. And recent, Pope Francis, Bergoglio, says he's going to die in 2 years. So there's something horribly wrong in your administration, David, that I'm coming there. I'm coming to England after we sort this out with Matt and our crew over there. What's going on inside Westminster is not good as far as we're concerned, and our financial interests tied up with King William. Okay? He's the Admiralty law of the world. We have the power to seize on all the Admiralty court-martials jurisdictions around the world, including America, to stop them using our flag, jurisdiction of King William IV. I'm taking over as the head trustee from Queen Elizabeth, or Elizabeth Windsor Private. She's a private company now, and as such, she's operating under King William. So we'll remove her from the trustees and the other trustees. We will sack them, the four of them, after we build them through Westminster. After this 3 days expires, David, that's why it's very serious. If you do not reply after 3 days, we shall enforce all our acts of King William IV that you see on our Facebook, and it includes hanging for treason, genocide, and all the fraud acts of paedophiles that have happened inside Westminster. I'm coming into Westminster, okay? I'm coming straight into Westminster for the King. I'll be in there talking King, not you. You might say you're a dissenter, but you're not acting like one. And so there's something wrong with you. If you're found to be a paedophile, like you're being accused of being a paedophile with Prince Charles, he's a paedophile, okay? I believe it so, because there's too many people saying it. The whole royal family is paedophiles. You're going to be all sacked and billed first before you get sacked. David? All of you. And I'll make sure that Alex Salmon, being independent state of Scotland, takes control inside Westminster when we're there for the King. We'll be there for the King and keep King William's legacy going. Okay? Till we decide, till the remaining lords, after all the other over 600 lords are kicked out, and all the royal families and the Rothschild banks stripped of the Admiralty mortgage liens that they're using in his name. Okay, I'm going to strip them all off here when I get there, or even before I get there. It'll be enforced. Matt Taylor will have the authority of instructions from me to carry out the King's orders from the King's bench to collect the King's royal revenue on our behalf when I say so. Okay, so listen to this one, everybody in the world, including John Key, Prime Minister here in New Zealand, right, and the Governor General here, Jerry Mataprai Andrews. You're on notice. You're going to get a video like this and a letter from me There's 8 of you all together, right? We've got the SFO, David Green, in London, to search out with the Scotland Yard where the fraud is, because we're in the fraud business here in New Zealand. We are fraud prosecutors, the 4 of us, prosecutors. Dean Murray, Desmond Wanoa, Jamie, Patrick Stewart Ngatai, and myself, John Kahaki Wanoa. Okay, we're exercising our right online on the King's Bench to collect the royal revenue and print the British pound note through the Bank of England against you, the levy debtors. David, you don't reply, I'm telling you. We'll take action and it'll commence. After Tuesday, here in New Zealand, it'll take effect legally. That's why I'm telling the police here. The CIB is watching. Philip Taylor in Otahu, South Auckland here, and now Gary Davey, the CIB Detective Inspector in Auckland Central Police Station, the biggest police station here in New Zealand. Okay, so they're very well aware, being ex-bombs from your country, watching these events. 61 Cook Street here, we'll seize on Wednesday next week, under these orders, under the King's orders, straight from Westminster. And Alex Salmon can boot this one along, to know that we'll be turning up there with the flag upraised in Westminster Parliament to take over from the Queen. She's no longer the trustee of that fund, where all that gold is. We will spend the money out, print it against all the levy debtors here in New Zealand, the whole Parliament here, and ready to sack them and bring the British military here, pay them out of the money we're going to print. Okay? Against 970 million trillion pound notes in gold bullion. Okay? The bullion will be around somewhere, but we have the legal right, under King's orders, under the King's royal revenue, to salvage all that is in mortgages, liens, fractional banking. Everything that's fraud will be set against the debtors levy. Okay? To let you know, we mean business. When it comes to recovering all of that debt, the British military will be getting orders from us, and Alex Salmon and the Scottish, inside Westminster. We've got to have to renew everything there with the King. Okay, I'll be speaking in there for the King, for the whole world. Over the top of the New World Order will not be able to use any Admiralty of Britain anymore. And the United States, where the Queen is, with the Pope, you'll be stripped. After Tuesday, the British government is our partner, not the Crown. The British government itself, the Lords, the remaining Lords, the good ones, and our crew there have the right to use the King again, instead of being silent King in their Queen's Bench courts. Will be switched to King's Bench courts. Right? The judges will have to comply with our amended acts of British Parliament. Okay? Out with the Queen. She's a debtor. She's a criminal. We're going to arrest her. Okay? We're going to arrest her, David, and you. If you don't reply, we will have the legal of with this King. Commercial lien mortgage private contract flag jurisdiction of Admiralty to us. Right? It's our first, second party around. Okay? The Queen was the third party. Trustee. I take the head trustee position, right? I was here, and others there. Magistrate. Moai crown on top of his head. He's standing in London. That's our memorial for the mortgages and the lien instruments. All the legal instruments of borrowing money is our memorial. That's MOAI statute. And the Queen has run off. She has abandoned David. She has gone. She has no right to be in business as a criminal, wanted criminal warrant, okay, on her head. She's in for hanging under King William's orders, okay, hanging for what she did to those children and killed those children in Canada. Everything was against her from the ICTC and the Indian Free People. And anybody else that's fooling around with Moai, Williams, Admiralty, court-martial law. Okay, Obama will be stripped of his court-martial orders and all what he's doing, killing people, and all the wars where that money's gone. David, we're going to seize everything. If those books, when they're audited by the British government, not you there, I think you'll be gone. I think Alex Salmon will jump in straight away after Tuesday. After you don't reply, it means you consent to everything I'm saying, David Cameron. You consent to what I'm saying that you cannot answer. You cannot answer to the King and our Admiralty. You've got no Admiralty of your own, and your Queen has no Admiralty. She has no sovereignty either to be anywhere in the world fit enough to be a Queen. We have to get rid of the Queen and all the 300 royal families connected to her fraud as accessories. Here in New Zealand, the government here is attached to her fraud as accessories, and the block of land on 61 Cook Street in the city we're going to seize is also attached to her fraud, and the blocks of land at the East Cape, the motel that Ducky and Bruno Clausen is sitting on, and Graham Smith. This one's for you, Graham Smith. The British military is coming into Rangitukia. They're going to set up over there. They get the orders from the King in Westminster when I go there. They'll come there and clean you off the property. You know why? Because you offended us and said you're going to snap my legs. Well, I'll leave that for the police because it's on video now. I just want to tell David Cameron, those are the pirates from Australia talking like that, right? All the palms from Britain are okay. They're good people. They're not the ilk from the ones in Australia, the mischief ones under the Queen. All the Queen's ones in Australia, and the Maori Land Court, and the iwi Maori comes under that in Wellington. We're going to sack them, David. We're going to sack the government and bring the British in here to run this place under our instructions from Westminster. Okay, we're going to big clean out. So that's all I want to say to you tonight. Is that I'll just give you a chance to respond in an email. Is the quickest, or on Facebook, on my Facebook, because everything's there. Everything's in front of everybody. David. It's admissible in the High Court of Admiralty in London. We can go there any time and pull you straight in the court. You will have no chance of winning in the King's Court, okay? Because we'll be conducting the court hearing, not anybody else. Although David Lindsay Mackey, has got our complaints already for New Zealand. He'll get our complaints from you after Tuesday, and from the Queen after Tuesday. So everything in Westminster changes after that date, because you're responsible. You're held for everything that's happened here in New Zealand. You are held liable, David, with John Key here. Both of you, and Sean Elias in the Supreme Court, and the Queen as the Supreme Governor of the Church of England, and the fraud inside the churches, and in the Supreme Courts in England, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and America. The Supreme Courts are corrupted and fraud. So this one's level against them. All that debt adds up to that figure and that goal. Okay, so you're not going to get away with it. We can print money straight away. We're going to go organise printing the pound note, the British pound note, and our own Moai pound note. You'll see we have our own pound note too, from Britain. Okay, the Pattersons, William Patterson, put the Bank of England together. So we're going to foreclose on the Bank of England. We're going to audit the Bank of England to see where the money went. We're going to get an audit on the H M Treasury and seize on it. We're going to get an audit on everything in the government, Westminster, of where that money went and who it got paid out to from the trust to the banks. We're going to stop the money going to all the banks in the World Court, World Bank, the UN, NATO, and all the other banks around the world. We're going to stop. They're going to get the money from Westminster. Okay, one place, and the Bank of England will take over, because that's everything's subject to King William. Okay, it was in the first place. He's the only king in the world that put all those conveyancing titles together, instruments, illegal instruments, to borrow money from the bank and to use land as collateral, and no other king, no other queen. So he gave us the flag. That's what I'm saying here, David, is that we have the authority as his partner. And anybody who gets into trouble with us or tries to interfere, if you try to interfere with this process we're going through with Alex Salmon and his Scottish government in Westminster, remains there with his independent state. Okay? He's got the titles, the Scottish titles here in Australia and Canada. The Scottish land titles, they put them land titles together. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. These titles over here, I've got command of. Okay? And any other Commonwealth countries, I've got command of under the king. So I'm talking for the king. Okay? You don't need another king. I'll go there and do the king's job. Okay? After the lawyer and the banker ripped me off in London, Falconer, Julian Falconer and Martin Cicluna, Lloyd's Bank. Right? Ripped me off. Now I know how to do the banks and do lawyer job. Don't need a lawyer. Right? Not in this king thing, king's area. Okay, so that's all I want to say for now with this video. It's a bit long, but I just want to be in depth in telling you who we are, and it's a long time coming. So don't forget, we're going to print the money straight away on Wednesday, the pound note, and keep going, as you are the collateral debt instrument. You are the collateral debt instrument, and your queen and all her crown agents, the corporations, the businesses right around the world, in all the Commonwealth countries and America, all corporations who are linked to her and the Pope, Pope Francis and Pope Ratzinger and Pope Adolfo Nicholas Patron, all linked together in the Vatican City corporation is debted against you, and the City of London debted against you, your company, Rothschild banks debted against you, Washington DC did it against you, the Australian federal state did it against you, the US federal state did it against you, and also Canada did it against you, and New Zealand did it against this government over here, bankrupt the whole lot of you, okay, and the banks. I'm just saying that all our money we're printing is up against all of that as security of investment against the pound note. We don't have thin air like the US federal state and their US money. We have you people as collateral against the debtors levy and the gold. We use the gold, the 750,000 tonnes of gold, as printing the money against that, wherever that gold is. The Queen put it there, okay? So the British military and all those 250 countries that join us, affiliated to us, get split with that money, okay? The 970 million trillion split in the 250 countries. So take note of this, that those countries, Hawaii and that in the Pacific Islands, take note of that, okay? Thank you very much. It's Friday today, 22nd of August 2014. John Wanoa, Auckland, New Zealand. Bye for now.